Hi, today we're in front of the New Yorker Hotel. And I'll tell you why, because the New Life Expo is back in town. We're going to go inside, we're going to talk to some great people with some great information. And so I want you to sit tight. I'm Eric Choka. This is HealthVOX. Today I'm here with Mark Becker, who's been running the New Life Expo since 1976. I can't believe that, Mark.
I'm just a little one.
That's extraordinary. And can you tell us a little bit about the background, your background, and how about you came to start up the New Life Expo?
Sure. Well, basically, my background is yoga. And in 1975, I came to New York and opened up the first yoga center, the first holistic health center. The first place in New York you can have everything from yoga without the religion, leaving the spirituality, to drinking wheatgrass juice, to taking herbs, to crystals, to books. And at that time, I was flying around the world teaching people how to teach yoga. A lot of my peers were a lot older than me, and they kind of adopted me as their grandson, their son, their nephew. And I told them, I'm opening up this Serenity. I'm opening up this center in New York. Would you come and teach? And they said, oh, fantastic. So they came, and they would actually live with me at the center, and I would actually study with them, and they would turn New York onto every possibility. And these include Dr. Bernard Jensen, who is the first in iridology, Ann Wigmore, the first in sprouts, Dr. Christopher, the first in herbs. None of them are alive now, but these were the people. And then I decided to get involved with the expos. In 1976, we brought the expo to New York, and at that time I was 28, and a little naive about how to do it. But we brought Linus Pauling, who invented vitamin C. We brought Dr. Pavlorola with garlic. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And I've been doing the expos of my own since '91, and I also published in Life magazine, and I've been doing that since '88.
Absolutely. I know it's very popular here in New York. How many exhibitors and lecturers do you have here for this event?
This event I have 150 lecturers, and it's not as big as the shows in England and Mind, Body, Spirit. And what it is I remember Mind, Body, Spirit, he came from England, actually, Ken, to do a show here in '77, and he went back with his tail wagging because it's a different animal. And I like to keep the exhibitors down to only this amount. And this way it's a win-win, and that's why all my exhibitors come back, because all the exhibitors do well.
Absolutely. Yes. Have some great exhibitors here and some great lecturers. I feel anybody coming here, spending a few hours or a day here, will go home with some great knowledge and some great products, which you just can't find in the regular high street.
That's right. That's right. What this is people come here and it changes their life. And actually that's why I call it New Life, because it changes their life. And what we do is we want to open up people's minds to possibilities so they can reach their maximum potential. And as long as they come here and they don't reject what they don't understand, then with the understanding may come acceptance. And so it's a good place for people, for anybody from taxi drivers to secretaries to get a smorgasbord of everything that's new going on. Yeah. And they can do it in a weekend. And usually what happens is that 20 years later, the people don't come 20 years later, they discover the things we were telling them 20 years previous.
Absolutely, it's really great here. And these events are twice a year, is that correct? And they generally in the fall and the spring?
Yes, the next one is March 19, 20, 21, right here at the Hotel New Yorker. And then I do them twice in Florida, in Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Absolutely, that's really great. And we want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your hectic day here. I'm sure it's crazy here today. We really admire everything you've done. It's really great, and we wish you great success in the future. So,
And me to you.
so thanks very much, Mark, and continue the good work.
You can stand on the stand. President Bush probably
So here I'm here with Shakti Gray, and Shakti Gray is one of the most interesting and the most beautiful displays here at New Life Expo. We have a beautiful array of Tibetan singing bowls. So Shakti, can you tell us a little bit of the historical perspective? What is a Tibetan singing bowl?
Well, these were actually pan-Himalayan. They were made all over India, Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal. Actually, varieties of them appeared in Korea and Japan as well. And what these have been, the Tibetan oral tradition is that they were used as a meditation tool as far back as 2,500 years ago by the Shakyamuni Buddha when he was teaching his students contemplation and concentration.
And I know these are handmade, and they are skillfully made. Do you know a little bit about the preparation of their manufacture?
Well, it was pretty much a lost art form. We know that they began with a sheet of metal. We know that it was hand forged over a fire, and there is a great deal of wide speculation as to exactly who made them. Were they made by monks? Were they made by Nepali metal smiths that were sojourning actually in Tibet? So how was pretty much a lost art form between 1959 and just until a couple of years ago. They were basically not being hand-hammered anymore, none that we could find. They were being cast and lathed. But all the ones you see here were made by the hand-hammering technique, even the new ones we're carrying now, as a few of them.
And the role of these have a significance in healing and meditation. Could you explain a little bit of that to us?
Well, the role in meditation I had gone into before, but how they've been in the West, adapted to the West, is what they do is by the sound waves actually entrain our brain waves from frequencies 13 hertz and up, beta, down to 8 to 12 hertz, alpha state, and depending on the bull and the meditator, even down into theta, 4 to 8 hertz. So this application is now used in healing adjuncts for cancer therapies and a variety of other kinds of therapies. We have customers who are physicians and customers who are grief counselors and other types of psychiatrists who are basically working with the human autoimmune system, who are working with stress reduction. Many of our customers are now physical therapists as well, sound massage healers, and as well as traditional massage healers who are incorporating sound healing into their therapies. So they're becoming much more widely used in the mainstream medical community.
Absolutely. I have one of these. I have one for a number of years, and everybody should have one of these in their home. Is that right?
Indeed, we think so.
They're great to play. They're great to be around. The sound is so full. It's a different type of sound than we normally get from an musical instrument. It seems to invade the air. It seems to be around us, the sound.
Well, any musical instrument is by its nature vibrational. But these are so focused on the vibration, that's really all there is. And that's why I feel they're so powerful, because they basically stop our minds.
Absolutely. And I see we have different sizes here, the larger ones and we have smaller ones. They just give a different tone.
Right. The larger the bowl is, the deeper the tone is going to be. The thinner, there's a sort of corollary to that, though, because the thinner they are, the deeper the tone, the thicker they are, the higher the pitch. And of course, they emit different chords. They emit different frequencies, high tones, low tones, and subharmonics in between. So they can go from very, very high, tinkly sounding ones to the very deep bass.
That's great. These are they're really exciting. They're beautiful things to have in the home, and also can have a functional ability to de-stress the body.
In this one, you can see the little dots inside the circles. Those are called void dots. And in sacred geometry, it sort of represents the one becoming aware of itself as being separate from everything else, from the source. And traditionally used as a sound offering in Tibet, these are called tingsha. And they're pretty simple. You just hold them by the leather cords and just tap them. These say Om Mani Padme Hum on the front, on the top of them. Depending on the weight of the metal, the thickness of the metal, they'll have different sounds. Some will be higher than others, some will be lower. But what you're looking for is that sustain. Again, it operates on the same beat frequency principle, stopping the mind. That's what it's all about.
So how could people find out more if they wanted to find out more from you?
Please do find us on the internet at www.bodhisattva.com. And that's BODHISATTVA, like the old Steely Dan song. And we're up there. 800 number is 800-588-5350. What we do is we work with people over the phone, what their budget is, what kind of tone they're actually looking for in their lives, and we help them find their bowl.
Every bowl has a voice, right? And we're
has a potential owner waiting to be de-stressed.
Absolutely, we agree with that. So again, thank you very much, Shakti. It's really great to see these beautiful objects that you brought today.
Appreciate it.
Pick it up underneath.
Actually, in the bowl is
So here I am, I'm here with Alok. Hello Alok, how you doing? Looking great. And
Another expo.
Another expo. We're here again at the New Life Expo.
It's like a Groundhog Day.
Same day over and over again. And here today, I see you've got some great projects here, but I know one of the great things you're promoting at the moment is Pachamama. Can you tell us a little bit about Pachamama? What is that?
Pachamama is, supposedly by chance I discovered this place. It's in the Costa Rican jungles, and it's a spiritual and ecological village. And that's a beautiful that a place brings these two things together. It's 1,500 acres of land, amazing land, and a lot of spiritual work, meditations, and at the same time planting trees, not just in the Pachamama area. Pachamama itself is huge. It's 1,500 acres, few ridges of mountains on the Pacific Ocean, white sand beach, black sand beach, and I felt that my heart was fully connected to that place for also the spiritual guide of the place, Tiohar, and I felt that I want to do more. And I want to take some of the activities we do here in New York, which are great activities, and people come and gain from a 2-hour meditation or a yoga workshop or a hands-on live food class. But it's only a glimpse of what they can really gain if we would take them for a full week in the jungle, to be in that environment where we immerse in daily classes of live food preparation, nutrition classes, yoga, meditations, hanging out with the music that most of the people in Pachamama are musicians. Right. And even if you're not a musician, you come to Pachamama, you will become one, because so many people are just learning from each other to play music, to sing, to do other crafts, to become healers. It's a community of healers, musicians. The heart is warming from seeing all these activities.
Absolutely, it sounds really beautiful. So this is somewhere where somebody in the city could have learned perhaps a bit of the raw food lifestyle and what that means, a living, vibrant lifestyle, and then they could take that and go to a beautiful paradise and learn more. That's really the idea here, right? So when are you running this? When is the next trip?
The next one will be in December. We're leaving on December 6th, and we're going for a week. And what's nice about it that people in the U.S. don't have much time. So this is a 1 week, because to go on your own to a country like Costa Rica, you need at least 3 weeks. Right. And here everything is arranged, so you come and you don't have to, where am I going to sleep? Where will I get a tent or a bed or a sleeping bag? Where would I eat? Everything is arranged. You're just landing in the San Jose airport. We're all landing together, and vans are waiting for us and driving us. It's a 6 hours drive. The last hour and a half drive is all dirt roads. You have to cross rivers in the water with the van. But everything is arranged, so we are arriving and immediately the retreat starts. You don't waste a minute. You don't have to take care of running errands. You just come and immediately take all the benefits. So a week is a perfect time for that. So December is the next one. Then we're doing another one in February with David Wolf. That will be in February 23rd. And then the following one will be in July 2004. So December 2003, and then February 2004, and July 2004.
Absolutely great. So this sounds like a great thing to move a person forward in a great location, one of the most beautiful places on earth. That sounds really good. So it sounds a bit basic. Is it camping or is it a hotel? What kind of lodging?
We are lodging in what's called casitas, or in other words, a bungalow. And this bungalow, the important thing is you want a roof over your head, you want a floor underneath you, and you don't want any walls, because you want to be part of the jungle. So no walls, floor, roof, a good bed with sheets and blankets and everything, and a nice mosquito net around you. So you're all protected. We have electricity, we have running water. At the same time, we are part of the jungle, because you don't want any walls between you and the iguanas, the monkeys, the armadillos, and all these, the butterflies, and the mangoes, and the parrots. Nothing to separate us, but still living in comfortable conditions in the jungle.
So it sounds like a great opportunity for people in a beautiful place. How can people find out a little bit more if they want to find out the details?
The best thing is to go on the website, which is www.alokhealth.com. And here's the website, right. And you can look at that, or call us at 212-388-1516. Find out all the information on our website. There's even much more photos and information about Costa Rica and Pachamama and the retreat.
Absolutely, that's really great. I've known Alok for a number of years now, and there's no better person to take a retreat. You'll have a great experience, so look at his website, look into Pachamama, and go down to Costa Rica and have a time of your life. So Alok, thanks very much and good luck.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Michael Berganzi from the Hippocrates Health Institute down in Florida. Is that right, Michael?
That is correct. West Palm Beach, Florida.
Absolutely. And you're here with some wheatgrass. I'm looking here behind me. What a beautiful display of wheatgrass you've got here. Can people grow this in their own homes?
Absolutely. It's very easy to do, actually. Doesn't take a lot of time, and it's very inexpensive to do it as well.
Absolutely. And I see you have this specially made kind of structure here that builds it now. First of all, how much light and watering does this need?
It needs to be watered every day. If you're going to be growing it in your home, that's the one key thing about wheatgrass. Don't ever let it dry out. The other thing is, as far as light goes, indirect light. You never want the direct sunlight on it, always in the indirect sunlight.
Okay. And what will we do? We just take these trays out and water them, run them under the tap water?
That's correct. Actually, that's probably the only thing you have to do is water it yourself. In other words, the rack is just a stand for space, convenience, but you would actually have to take the trays off the rack, bring them over by the sink, give them a good water, then put them back on the rack.
And are they in a soil? They're grown in soil, or they grow by themselves?
They are grown in soil. There is a soil base. Okay. It's just a potting mix, a topsoil. I use an organic vegetative compost. I'm in Florida.
Right.
But for your purposes at home, just a very basic potting mix, topsoil, something like that.
And how long would it take to grow from seed to this beautiful height we have here?
It takes, depending on the weather, the colder weather would be a little bit slower. So it's anywhere from 8 days to about 13 days, depending on hot or cold.
And is there a time when it's the best time to consume it, would you say?
Yes. As far as, I know a lot of juice bars, unfortunately, they get it delivered from me fresh, and it's ready to harvest, but they won't cut it right away. They'll put it in the window, let the sun hit it, don't water it, and now it's literally starting to get old. It's starting to die in the tray, so you'll get more of a bittery taste. Where if you harvest it right when it starts a second blade of grass, it'll actually be a jointing stage. That's when it's going to be its best tasting, sweetest grass.
Oh, that's interesting, because I've tried wheatgrass many times, and it is very bitter.
Right.
But I heard people describing it as being sweet here. That must be the difference. And what sort of height leaf? This is the height that we would normally find them at? That they split?
There's actually a second blade there, if you want to zoom in on that. See that second blade? It's not necessarily about the height, because different seeds do different things.
Okay.
You know, there's wheat seeds grown all across the country, and wheat seed from like Washington area will grow 4 inches tall in 12 days,
Right.
where wheatgrass from Kansas, Montana will grow 12 inches tall in 6 days. So you can't really watch the height, but you can always watch that second blade. They will all do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now we've grown it. We've got our stack set up, and we're growing our wheatgrass. What do we do now? How do we extract all that goodness out of there?
That's the trick. You know, a lot of people want to get into this, and they want to know, you know, now that I'm into wheatgrass, it's healthy for me, it's a good stuff, I can grow it, now what do I do? So now you need a wheatgrass juicer. Unfortunately, vegetable juicers don't cut it.
Okay.
A lot of people have vegetables that champions, the Omegas, the Vitamix, the Juice Man, the Juice Lady, Jacqueline. Great vegetable juicers, but not wheatgrass juicers. Wheatgrass juicers are designed kind of like a meat grinder. They go very, very slow. They have an auger inside of them, a single auger, which kind of squeezes the grass as not to oxidize it. You don't want to heat it up. You get a lot of foam. That's burning out a lot of the essential enzymes and vitamins. You want to basically just press it. So you do slow juicer that turns very slowly.
Squeeze that. And I see you have a professional model here for getting the juice out, and you have a smaller model I see up here, a little more handy version.
This is the most convenient thing that I've found in my 13 years of doing this. Is this little hand juicer for $38.
Absolutely, it looks great.
And for people just getting started, this is a great machine because it's going to do the wheatgrass. It's not going to oxidize it. Obviously, you're doing it by hand, but it's perfect for doing wheatgrass. And you can see there's a little auger inside there, which actually then just squeezes the grass together. Yeah.
So we think wheatgrass is certainly a great addition to any kind of diet and any kind of lifestyle. It's high in nutrients. It's very vibrant. It's green, which is always great.
Good, yeah.
And how much would you recommend people consume of this per day?
Actually, 2 ounces at one time is all you really need. In other words, the body can only tolerate 2 ounces because it's so packed in nourishment. You know, 2 ounces of wheatgrass is equivalent to about 4 pounds of fresh vegetables.
That's 2 ounces, fluid ounces.
Fluid ounces, correct. So one body can only really assimilate 2 ounces at a time. If you try to do more than that, and people unfortunately try to do more thinking it's going to be better for them, actually more isn't better because it's kind of passing right through your system. Becomes more of a diuretic at that point. So 2 ounces at any one given time is all you need. Once a day, twice a day, depending on what you want to go through.
Okay, great. Well, we want to thank Michael again. Thank you very much for this information. It's been really very valuable. We hope you all go rushing out and getting your wheatgrass and wheatgrass juices. How could people contact you if they wanted to find out more about this?
I would love to help anybody out. I've been a grower for 13 years. I've worked at the Hippocrates Health Institute now for the last 2 years. I'm into program counseling, talking about the diet, living foods, wheatgrass juice, of course. And you can contact Hippocrates Health Institute. There's an 800 number, 800-842-2125. And you can also check out our website, hippocratesinst.com.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. Enjoy your wheatgrass. Okay, I'm here with Richard Boyd from Twilight Lamp Company. I hear everyone calls you Rich.
Yes.
What a great name. You can't go wrong with a name like that.
That's a good name.
So, Rich, you have here, what are these? These are salt lamps. Could you tell us a little bit? What is a salt lamp?
It's a salt crystal, and the salt has been crystallized in the ground under great pressure from forming mountains. Right. And it has a lot of iron and manganese all pressurized with the salt. And salt naturally produces negative ions. So what we've done is by lamping it, you're heating up the crystal, and it starts to project negative ions. So it makes a room purifier or air purifier.
Absolutely. And where do these come from? Where are these mined?
These are mined from the Himalayan mountains at the foothills.
Okay. And where do you get them? How do you get them over here?
My friend's brother owns the mine, brings them over, and then I sell them. He does the manufacturing of putting the base on there, and I sell them.
Absolutely. So here we see lots of different sizes. They project out how far? What is the sort of like the limit? How many? What size crystal for what size room would you recommend?
Well, the easiest way to describe it is a small is good for like a small size room or a bedroom, and then you go up to, for each larger size room, you have a medium, is good for like a den or a dining room, and then you have your large for your living rooms. And jumbo is for if you have a really large size living room.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, we also have our sculpted geometric shapes.
Absolutely, that's really good. I know I have one of these, and it certainly enhances the air quality of my small apartment here in Manhattan.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing. The warmth of the light that comes off them, I find also very relaxing. So are these? How old is this type of rock?
Well, the vein is of salt where they come from is 250 million years old. Through carbon dating process.
And does it release? It releases the negative ions. Does it release anything else? Any of the mineralization that's in there?
No, the minerals is in the salt, in there, blended in or crystallized in with the salt. But the main effect is the salt process itself, enhancing negative ions out into the air, bonding with positive ions, creating a neutralizing effect.
Yeah.
And particles are floating in the air drop to the ground through that process.
They're really great. And as I say, I have one at home, and I like to put a little bit of essential oils on mine. Just drop it in there, kind of like soaks into it a little bit.
I do that too. I do that.
And it gives a nice smell to the room as well. So thanks very much, Richard, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
So what would you say are the great qualities of wheatgrass?
It's a good one. I get that question all the time. Because people are looking at it like, what is that? Why should I be drinking it? Basically, grass in general is the most complete food on the planet. I mean, literally, if you had to survive, these days especially, you can literally survive on grass. It's the most complete food. It's a blood purifier, a detoxification, cleanser. It removes heavy metals from the body. The main thing, though, about wheatgrass is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll distributes oxygen to every cell of the body. And the bottom line here is when there's oxygen in the body, these bad bacteria, diseases, cancers won't survive next to oxygen. So the healthy part about wheatgrass, not only being a complete food, chlorophyll, bringing oxygen to every cell of the body.
It's a complete food. It's natural. It's safe to eat. It's organic.
It's organic, yeah.
You can grow it at home.
It's easy to grow, cheap to grow, very inexpensive.
Absolutely. You just can't get any better than that.
Well, you look at the cows these days, right? You had cows living on grass. So back when people were eating red meat and dairy products, they were literally surviving on grass. Indirectly, of course. So we're just cutting out the middleman.
Sounds good to me. Hi, welcome to another episode of HealthVOX.